Did you shoot Greedo first, or did Greedo shoot you first?
I don't care.
He's such a great interview. At least Mark Hamill pretends to care.
Smile. He's just so happy. I don't care.
Nerdrotic.com.
I like Indiana Jones. Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think, is the greatest movie ever made. There's only 3 Indiana Jones movies. One of them's called Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's not called Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's bullshit. Temple of Doom, of course, Last Crusade, and that's it. That's all there is. But there's some fucking weird movie starring Harrison Ford coming out. Some. I guess the embargo kind of lifted.
Yeah.
And
I thought he was a side character. Isn't this the Phoebe movie?
Yeah.
With some feminist, you know.
It's Indiana Jones and the Insufferable Feminist. That's what it is.
Yeah. Just let me die.
Just let me die. And we've got 23 reviews now from critics, and it's at 48%. Another Lucasfilm loss, ladies and gentlemen.
Hasn't this movie got to make about $1 billion to break even?
Yeah.
Yes. Like, depending on what it actually costs. So I think they reported it as like $294.7 million, which would make it like the 8th most expensive movie ever.
Half of that was reshoots.
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
Some reports have said that it's actually higher than that, potentially like 330 or higher. Either way, depending on whatever their marketing is, you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 800 conservatively to $1 billion to break even on this.
Right.
Wow.
And, you know, just because the critics don't like a movie doesn't necessarily mean anything to me.
True.
The real embarrassment is the fact that they went out. They took everybody out there. They flew everybody out there to the Cannes Film Festival. Harrison Ford, Mangold, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Kathleen Kennedy, and Bob Iger also out there for this, by the way. They're together. Don't know if anybody knew that. But yeah, they're together at the Cannes Film Festival. And to take it in front of these people, these are the people they wanted to show this to. And they were bored. They were talking, they were whispering throughout the movie because they were fucking bored with it and didn't like it. That's fucking pathetic. And they lifted the embargo because they thought people would like it, and they didn't. So now you have over a month worth of lead up to a movie that's already being poorly reviewed. That's fucking awful. That's not something you see.
So we've got some reviews here. Let's read them. Donald Clark. It counts as sort of a compliment to say that James Mangold's film, by the way, I'm blocked by James Mangold on Twitter, until a gleefully absurd ending, plays like just another episode in a creaky, unpretentious romp. That was a compliment. That was a positive review.
Almost all well, I shouldn't say I haven't seen the recent ones that come in, but most of the early positive ones, if they were a positive, they were like a 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
like that one.
This one starts out with saying it's fine fan fiction, employing much.
That's not a good sign.
Employing much of what makes a character so special play out in new ways, while very much embracing the past. When it works, it's excellent. When it doesn't, you still revel in the companionship of old friends. There are needs being met here, but they aren't storytelling based so much as stoking the fan and making the bottom line ones. There you go. There are so many chase sequences that the movie seems held together by slender bits of plot rather than the other way around. Worse yet, they're so heavily CGI'd that they come off as grimly dutiful rather than thrilling or delightful. The de-aging and CGI manipulations of Ford's body only serve to demonstrate that the Dial of Destiny just wants to turn back the clock instead of doing anything new. It's sad and safe ending for a series that once prided itself on big escapes and larger-than-life emotions. Dial of Destiny shows that some relics should stay buried. Oh, so clever. So clever. Bet you thought about that one. It's an improvement on the execrable Crystal Skull, but James Mangold's exhumation of the Spielberg Adventures serial is both tame and unnecessary. Unnecessary is probably a good word for this. Did anybody really want to see an 81? Is he 81 or 82?
Wow.
He's 80.
Yeah, he's like 80 or something.
I thought he was, okay. He's fucking 80.
Yeah, the answer is no.
Yeah. He's older than the old Indiana fucking Jones and the young Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You know what the answer is though? If it were George Lucas and Steven Spielberg that fucking got up on stage with Harrison Ford and they're like, hey, we're thinking about doing another one, I'd be in. I would be. Even with the problems with Crystal Skull, I'd be in. I'd say, hey, let's see what you guys can do. But this
talking
is
about
not
he's talking about a non-Kathleen Kennedy Lucasfilm where those guys.
I'm still saying no.
I would be in if that was the case.
The Indiana Jones trilogy, because as somebody rightfully said, there's only 3 of these movies ever made. The Indiana Jones trilogy ended absolutely perfectly. Perfectly. You can't get a better ending than the Temple of Doom. I thought I'd repeat that joke.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Temple of Doom.
Fucking I quit!
Temple of Doom is a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark, by the way, dude.
Kathleen Kennedy doesn't know that.
No, she doesn't.
She worked on the movies.
Even
Remember when Kathleen Kennedy was trying to defend The Last Jedi, she talked about that. She's like, I know a lot of people are, wondering about the tone of the movie, but that's always, things are a little more depressing and sour, when you end these second movies in trilogies, just like Temple of Doom.
What?
It's like, bitch, you realize that was a prequel, right?
Right, yeah.
No, she doesn't.
Apparently not. The producer of the film. Oh no, she was just a dancing girl. Yeah,
she's the reason she made all of those movies. She made every movie she's ever been attached to. Don't you know? Do you remember do you remember the roundtable discussions back in the 80s and 90s about Kathleen Kennedy, how important she was to all of our favorite movies? You remember those discussions?
No.
Yeah, she made them. Yeah, she made them coffee.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a big bombastic movie that goes through the motions but never finds much joy in the process. Despite John Williams' hard-working score continuously pushing for our nostalgia buttons and trying to convince us we're on a wild ride. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is a dutiful, eager, but ultimately rather joyless piece of nostalgic hokum.
Wow.
It's hokum.
Who needs joy?
Yeah. Who needs fun?
One can feel the 4 credited screenwriters grasping at inspiration and coming up short. What they did manage to make would be perfectly fine as a standalone adventure film starring some other character, but it's not worthy of the whip. Ooh. The good news is that it's not as poor as Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. The bad news is it's not much better.
Oh.
There you go.
You remember how there is already it's already out there in a lot of these reviews, so I guess they don't even think it's a spoiler if they're talking about it. But you know how the Crystal Skull ends with the marriage at the end?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the first things you see in this is Indiana Jones, like in present day, right? Is Indiana Jones fucking waking up drunk from the night before with like divorce papers on the counter.
Jesus.
So it's like they really just want to fucking deconstruct him as much as possible.
Yep.
So even like nice endings like that immediately get fucking erased.
I know.
Of course, because it's current year. Jesus.
Oh well.
Jesus can't help you now, comics.
Yeah, clearly.
Not when it comes to fucking Disney.
This is why you need to buy Joe Frankenstein Part 2 and just get another story. It's over. It's over for Lucasfilm.
It's done. Give up. Like I say it all the time. If you like this dog shit Lucasfilm is making, by all means, go enjoy it. But for the majority of people that actually love, these stories, these characters, it's over.
Yeah.
There's no point to have faith in anything they're doing. Nothing they're doing is going to be good moving forward. And even if she leaves, because she will not be fired, even if Kathleen Kennedy leaves, that changes nothing. It changes nothing. I know a lot of people are going to be excited if she gets her hero send-off, because that's exactly what's going to happen. She's going to get a hero send-off. She's introduced a whole new generation to the world of Star Wars. The sequel trilogy made $4 billion around the world. She's blah, 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 blah. All that's going to happen.
She's fucking old, right?
Yeah.
She's 69 years old. So
69,
like, she's not going to do this
Hey,
forever.
now.
At some point, she's going to decide.
Some of us are over 50 here. Okay, just pointing it out.
Are we supposed to care?
No, I'm just kidding. Shit. Sorry to derail it. Go, Ryan.
Thanks, Az. Thanks, Az. Appreciate you derailing.
I learned from the best. I learned from the best. Indeed, the standing ovations for Ford were louder before the movie played. The film's elaborate action scenes and witty one-liners delivered by Waller-Bridge received a less than rapturous response inside the theater. During parts of the 142-minute film, which is about 20 minutes longer than any other Indiana Jones film, audience members could be heard whispering out of boredom in French.
The addition of in French, like, I am really bored with you. Like, I don't know what
movie
is
is shit.
This movie sucks.
Yeah.
So boring.
This is bullshit.
I had more fun when these Germans came in.
Like, they're now rooting for the Nazis.
Let us suck each other's dicks.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
Hey, if you like what we do here at Nerdrotic Daily, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you could do that with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.